Hello there, and welcome to part 8 of the amazing Roland and his Industrious Rodents, an Age of Wonders 4 playthrough. At the end of last video, we had just unlocked the Tome of Teleportation. We had defeated a bunch of birds that were guarding some hasteberries, and we're on the way to fight another bunch of birds guarding a great bird nest. I'm not entirely sure if this army is going to be strong enough. It's got 1300 strength, and collectively they've got 1000 strength, so it should be okay, but we might take heavy losses, I'm not sure. There are these guys nearby. They don't like us, but we're not actually at war yet, so I'm not sure how much I have to worry about them. I'm also curious. Yeah, they've got really terrible military rank. They're at 7, but I'm at 5, so I'm not great for military. I've got really good expansion and really good economy, but my magic's bad and my military's bad. So on the basis we're potentially going to get war soon, I have been building defences, but I think before we continue with that, I can get the Chrono Gate. What's the Chrono Gate? Functions as a teleporter, and it gets mana and knowledge based on adjacent conduits and research posts. Oh, interesting. And the Seed of I'm not doing the Seed of Astral. Do any of my other things count as conduits? No. So I've got 2 conduits here. So yeah, putting it there, a teleporter there that gets the benefits of these 2 conduits, that would be pretty good. I'm going to do that right now, actually. No, in fact, first get the mint, get more gold income. Get all the gold income. Do that first. Like they just built a market. I would need a mine before they can do a mint. So what else might they do? I was also, thinking I need these fortifications in case one of these NPCs who are increasingly starting to hate me, in case one of them decides to kick off. So I think I'm going to do that here now, because this is kind of on the border. The artisan fortifications gives us 20 more fortification health, which doubles the fortifications, and bolt repeater towers. And there's no way to boost it, so we just always have to pay that much, so I'm just going to get that going there. Can annex a new province here. So in terms of things we want boosted, I think a forester, if I'm allowed. Nope, we do not have any forests nearby. You know what, I want a forester, so I'm going to fix that. This place can only do huts, which are absolute garbage, but I can create forests, because we've got a little bit of nature magic. So it's still sandy, but we can at least do a forester here now. And that'll just give us a wee boost to things like the workers' farmstead. It gives us more food and production. So I'm going to queue that after the workshop. Actually, no, I'm not. I'd rather have the money in my bank right now. My capital can get a new place. So what's my capital doing? We don't have a golem mine? Oh, I remember, right. So I used to have a golem mine here, and I was going to swap it over for some reason. I had plans. So there's these special improvements, and it gets some adjacency bonuses, and the golem mine gives you 10 gold and 5 production per adjacent quarry. It also spawns you a golem mine in combat if anyone fights you in the city's domain. And I originally had it here with this mine, but for some reason I was going to change that. Why was I going to change that? I don't know why I was going to change that. Because there's no quarries over here, so we wouldn't get any particular bonus. We're doing a sort of quarry mass here because the Rune Carver's camp gets us extra mana for adjacent quarries, and the Builder's quarters gets us extra production for adjacent quarries. So we're doing those 2 next to each other, and they feed each other because they both count as quarries. Quarry there for the Builder's quarters, we'll do a quarry there to also do the Builder's quarters and the Rune Carver's, and then 2 more quarries. We're just doing quarries everywhere. And we've got racial traits, we get a wee bit extra gold from quarries as well. But I don't know, I used to have a golem mine and I moved it and I don't know why. I mean, I guess sticking a golem mine down here, or here, if we're doing a quarry there anyway, we could do a golem mine there. The chronogate benefits from being next to conduits and research, so we have 2 conduits here. This benefits from being next to what? This gets extra stability for adjacent conduits. Okay. So if we do a conduit there, we'll get a little bit more stability in the capital. I wouldn't mind some more mana. But if we put the chronogate on top of this forest, although, are we currently converting this? I saw smoke coming out of it, but I think that's just the animation for the... Yeah, it's just the animation for the lumber thing. I thought that was it, like, showing it was being changed. So yeah. I mean, I can't afford to build anything right now, but the chronogate probably best here in between these 2 conduits. And then the golem mine doesn't really matter where. I'm going to get me a prison cell. Yeah, we'll just get a prison cell for the moment, for when we start capturing enemy leaders. But I do have... I'm going to do my conduit just now. Get more mana income. So we get quite a lot of mana from that. 15 from... Why am I getting... Oh right, we've got the Cosmoflux Elixir. So the Cosmoflux Elixir is because we have all 3 liquid types of the special resources. And that means mana nodes get an additional... They normally give you 10 income, you get an additional 10 mana and 10 knowledge. It appears slightly funny in the readout because it shows it as coming from the conduit rather than the mana, because normally that'd be 5 mana, but we're getting 25 mana from this province, and the Sacred Meadow is now getting... It should be getting +5 for an adjacent conduit. But it's not showing this. I wonder if the city's showing this. So the elixir's giving us 20. We're getting 10 with no indication of why. -5 because there's castle ruins. What the hell castle? What are you talking about castle ruins? Oh, is it the Howling Castle? It's the Howling Castle, the minor wonder that we've got. And yet every improvement you give reduces stability. My dark culture, they don't get, on my other playthrough, they don't get like stability increasing buildings, so they're all in unrest all the time. But they also don't get the penalties for it. My leader has leveled up, he's now level 7. He is going, I think, a support build. I've got yeah, all his units get extra defense and resistance. They get experience over time. He's got his wee golem assistant. Reduced upkeep from his units. His magic? His magic attacks ignore status resistance to get more accuracy because he's got a wee fire staff here. And he's got a basic heal. So we could give all our units more accuracy and even more crit chance. Give them all more hit points and status resistance. More damage. Forest Warden gives them bonuses, but only when we're in a forest. They're nice bonuses, but only when we're in a forest. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe on a forest world. Defensive training, everyone just gets a bit more defense. His support abilities, of which he has a couple, will grant bolstered resistance, just some more hit points for him, or true sight. Or we could start getting him some blasting. I'm thinking I might start getting him some blasting. I'll start off by giving him more resistance, but I'd like to get him Fire Evoker, so he can do a fireball. So we'll just start off with resistance. That has to be unlocked. Another denouncement. They're all denouncing each other constantly. War is coming. Is anyone at war right now? Peace. We've got a defensive pact, which is worrying. The problem is, they've got defensive pacts. I don't have a defensive pact with anyone. And everyone hates me, so I can't get one. I would have liked one so it was at least had an ally if anyone kicks off, especially since these two are likely to declare war on somebody soon. Unless they dislike wars. Do they maybe dislike wars? Dislikes empires that are at wars, and wars must be justified. And his ally... Wars must be justified. So as long as we don't give them good justification, maybe they'll leave me alone. And there's our fancy pants transmuter. He's got a real mishmash of stuff. Right, I'm going to give him give my leader the transmuter. They haven't grown any, no. Oh, what's this? Revealed to us the Fortress of Woe, which isn't really accessible just now. Okay, this is going to be rough because it's in volcanic terrain, so we're going to have the volcanic heat penalty, which means we all have reduced fire resistance. And well, they've only got one phoenix, but still they've got a phoenix. Yeah, we're slightly stronger, but not comfortably stronger. Hopefully it'll be fine. Hopefully all will be well. And there will be fireballs falling from the sky as well. Currently nowhere important. So, once again, our main issue is the folks with lightning attacks. The storm spirits have a healthy amount of lightning. Birds don't particularly. Now, the birds do blight damage. The crows, I think, do blight damage as well, yeah. But there's also a thunderbird. So the thunderbird and the storm spirits are the ones I have to worry about the most because they will mess up my iron golems. They don't have good resistance and they're vulnerable to shock. The phoenix is also a problem because of the aforementioned fiery terrain that we're in. I do have these guys who can provide a bit of a resistance boost, so all is not entirely lost. But to start with, I'm going to bolster there. Oh, and they also bolster resistances whenever they do bolster. I should in the golems then. That was silly of me. How far can you go? So I can go there and you can't get to me. Excellent. And if you would all like to group up, yes, that's very good. I'm going to melt your armor. Because they also get the resistance to fire debuff. So even the Phoenix, they would normally have 6. I mean, they still take a third of the normal damage, but still, we got them grouped up a bit. And I can shoot from here, can I? Yeah. Who do I prioritize? Are they going to reach? These ones might reach me, so I'll prioritize. Although I really need to work on killing the Thunderbird, I'm going to prioritize the ones that might reach me. And we're applying misfortune to them, which increases their chance of fumbling and just getting grazing attacks. Golems in there. Great personal risk golems in there. And I think The problem is they can just fly right back and hit my back ranks. I'm gonna mark use for death. Not mark for death technically, just mark. Mark for death's a separate thing. I'm moving them up and I'm just going into defense to give them the warding buff. And then my leader, I guess we're just going... I got blinded. Wait. Oh yeah, just the other golems. Okay, they're exploding. We mostly resisted the burning. And as expected, they're going after my scouts. Not my scouts, my arbalists. Yeah, as I said in the previous video, I really dislike trying to fight flying units because they just completely ignore any formation you might have. Oh good, the lightning dudes aren't fighting my golems. Right. Give them better resistances. If you can kill the storm spirits, that would be swell. You can do something about them harassing my archers. I'm going to bolster these archers because they're going to have to take a hit to move back. They're also blinded right now. But we got the birds. We can kill these birds. Just freeze them up. Just shoot, I don't even know who. I guess we'd start working on the Phoenix. And the golems are kind of surrounded, so what's their health like? They can heal 30 and go into defensive mode. So let's do that. Because they're nature golems, somehow. Kinda knew that was going to happen. Wait, that was a fumble when they did that much? They can eat corpses? What? I think that's what they're doing. Yep. Okay. I could bolster the golems, they do more damage. I can bolster myself, which might be the best thing to do. Yeah, just bolster myself. We might lose them by the looks of it. What's this? Target adjacent enemies, reduce negative status effects, does damage facing them out. Nah, just shoot them in the back. Bolster these guys. Take an attack opportunity. Blink away, hardly any damage. Let's try and deal with these crows that are harassing my support unit. Kill them. Oh, I was hoping they could reach the Phoenix. Right, they should probably fight the crows rather than the lightning birds. problem is they don't reduce their combat effectiveness when they get damaged because they're just a single model. The Chaos Eater's pretty good with that misfortune. I'm going after this. I want to get misfortune stacked on it too, so that maybe my crossbow dudes can survive this. I mean, they're only tier 1, so it's not a big loss if they die, but it'd be nice if they didn't. They're fleeing. Yes, I'll let you flee. Saves me some pain. I got a barbed shield. I think I already have one of those. And a bunch of food, which is actually pretty good because New City could use the extra. And we'll get into that grassy terrain just because we'll get minor healing while we're there. We wouldn't when we're standing on that. So just letting people flee, I don't know if that counts as a good action. I'm not entirely sure about that. Oh, they've got another outpost going. I don't like that guy. He is altogether too successful. Right, so they built some prison cells, so if we do get into a war, we can get their heroes captured. Remove recall, maybe? No, Chrono Gate. So we want that next to be, we want to put that instead of the Forester, next to the 2 conduits. So that'll take 2 turns. This can annex. What do I want? We have many things boosted, so I think maybe just another farm to speed up growth. Just get me another farm. And then get me the workers' farmstead. New skills available, 2 of them, so we can get cities can now build teleporter in provinces. I don't need that because I've got the teleporters from the astral thing. And your units regenerate an additional 1 hit point per 2 movement points they have remaining at the end of your turn. Right, so as long as you stay still, you regen faster. I don't really need that much. What's the other things I can get? All currently active units permanently get +1 defense and +1 resistance. Units gain 20 morale start of any combat where we're defending, and we don't get economic penalties under siege. An extra siege project slot, which we can get a cheaper version of that over here, but it means we could have 4 siege projects. Instantly get 2,000 gold. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to do that. I'm going to do that actually. It's a one-off thing. Doesn't really matter when you do it, but right now we could use the money. They are unhappy with each other. What's new? What is new? I'm going to start right-clicking on those news, I think. And we built our transmuter, so we need to build more stuff. So I think an iron golem as a tank. We can also get our non-iron golems. So the difference between them, it's not a golem, it's a bastion. The iron golem has 95 health, 7 defense, 3 resistance. The bastion has 100 health, 7 defense, 3 resistance. The bastion's marginally tankier. The bastion gets any racial stuff we've got, so they get the magic wards that give us some. They're basically more resistant to lightning, fire, and cold. And we get our racial things of the retaliation damage and harder to hit with ranged weapons. On the other hand, the iron golem is immune to damage over time effects, and I think might be immune to all status effects. Yeah, just status effects in general. I don't know why even necessarily it's an elemental technically, but that doesn't matter because it's just immune to everything. It doesn't get the racial stuff. But yeah, status effect immunity is huge. I think one of both. One each. So that'll have us 4 units. So I'll have space for 2 more. So I think a Steel Shaper for some support. And then a Glade Runner for shooting at people. I do quite like the Arbalists. They can knock people out of defensive mode, and I think their overdrawn crossbow can. Yeah, it cancels defense mode unless they have charge resistance. And you can do a decent 20 damage shot even if you move your full move. Whereas if they move their full move, they only do 14. But on the other hand, if they don't move, they're doing 42 damage, which is more than their overdrawn. And they can mark a target. Yeah, we're getting the blade. The Glade Runners. Okay, so we've got a wee army queuing up there. I can actually spread that around, actually. Get it faster. So Glade Runner and Steel Shaper. We'll maybe do that upstairs at Lithium. And that way we get the overall army a little bit faster. Everyone else is building things? Yeah, good. Right. It'd be quite good to have a city up here for that Ember Source Furnace and then Haunted Halls. That would take a lot of Imperium. You'd like 700 Imperium for that. Devious Deal. A hooded hermit requests an audience. She bears 3 pages that were clearly ripped from their tomes of magic. You have a reputation of being a scholarly grand architect, Roland Vandelay. The hermit's voice is deep and honeyed. You discern the outline of a barbed tail under her robes. I carry forbidden knowledge that can be yours, if you're determined enough to claim it. Small horns protrude from under the hermit's hood. Gee, I wonder what they actually are. Grand Architect, you may learn a destructive spell in exchange for a quart of your blood. So I can exchange some of my blood to learn Ignite. I lose a bunch of hit points. Or Ice Coffin. Or Condemnation. Or I can turn them away and I get an Astral Crisis. All my cities lose 11 stability. I don't like any of these options. What's Condemnation do? Target unit takes spirit damage, becomes condemned. Condemned makes them take status effects more easily. Ice Coffin, 10 frost damage, 90% chance of being frozen. And Ignite is 25 fire damage, inflicted with burning, the ground set on fire. I don't especially want any of these, to be honest. I'm going to take the Astral Crisis. I'm not sure that was the best option, but I didn't especially like any of the spells. What are you running around with? What's your leader do? Your leader has Fire Breath. Oh, he's got a wand of Fire Breath. He's a Wizard King, so he can overchannel. He's got the defensive training. Harley is an expert sailor on a map that doesn't have water. Well, there's maybe rivers, I'm not sure. They've transformed into Frostlings. Attacks that hit them get retaliatory spirit damage. He drains morale. What have you got? You've got Night Guard, so he's Dark Culture. And yeah, they've gone down the frost route, but also some poison. Dire Penguins, White Witches, Pursuers. Okay, let's see how it is. Right, if you can get in here for healing. Yeah, I'm going to swap out an Arbalist for the Transmuter. We'll just have a pair of Arbalists falling around. Everyone needs to heal up for a turn. And then we'll probably clear them out from their Silver-tongued fruit. What are we? We're missing all of the plant stuff, but we've got the full set of both of these. The Rings of Binding, I was wondering what Rings of Binding were. that's because we've got the ores, so all heroes get defense, resistance, and bonus damage. I don't know why it was showing up under the signature skill that I was looking at, but let's see a wee map showing me the Clawmark Cave. This map feels so much bigger than my other playthrough, despite the fact that they had the same number of AIs and the same overall settings, like player distance and things like that. So I can now teleport a friendly army back to the nearest owned city. More money, astral trade relays. It's a city structure. Gives you 10 gold and plus 3 for every astral relay. So the more you build, the more money it gets you. Right. Ideally another forester at some point to get the Grand Mill. But right now, I think just a... Well, do I need a vendor? No, I think maybe it takes 10 turns. No, we shouldn't do that yet. Just get a stonemason so everyone else builds a bit faster. New astral skills. We can instantly get 1,000 mana. Our spells can now be cast in the first turn of combat. That's tempting, but at the same time, I'm thinking I want to save up to get another city cap increase because there's so much unused real estate out here, and I wouldn't mind getting the Ember Source Furnace so we can get fire giants in our army. That would be fun. Or, yeah, if we put one up here, we could also maybe get this Haunted Halls as well. Although that seems to be the same thing as the Lost Queen's Crypt, or at least gives us the same unit, the Corrupt Soul. Which doesn't really fit our theme, but... Right, denouncement, no. I don't care about your denouncements. It doesn't really help me. Like, there's no decisions to be made based on that. Everyone hates each other, I get it. Y'all hate me as well. Although some of them don't hate me that much, because the denouncements we got will eventually wear off. 8 more turns. And we could get rid of our grievances, maybe, as well. We could, like, trade to get rid of our grievances, so... We can maybe salvage something from the diplomatic crisis that's going on. How much does it cost for mass recall? 100 mana. We get 65 a turn. I'm going to prime it just so it's ready if and when I need it. Although also adaptive armor. That will have quite a big upkeep. 27 gold and 36 mana, but it's very nice. I'm getting adaptive upkeep as well. Right, they need to get back home because they are very badly hurt. So Roland's healing fast in the city centre. Hey, everyone's pretty healed. I'll do one more turn just to get to maximum. We've got a wee marauder group coming around here, so I will plant them down on the farms just in case they decide to do some pillaging. We'll kill them and we'll clear out them. Horned gods are a pain in the ass as well. I mean, everything's a pain in the ass technically. Right, we've got a mint, even more money. So the golem mine wants to be next. I want to get all this stuff set up. So this wants to be next to conduits. So we've got a conduit here. So yeah, I want to. In fact, we just put the Sacred Meadow instead of this farm. Because it counts as a farm, so it works. So that's something I've discovered. You would think, because it says counts as a quarry, you have to put it on a location that allows a quarry. You don't. I could put this, that counts a quarry, somewhere that can only do foresters, for example, and I still get the quarry benefits, which is quite handy. So the Runecarver camp, instead of giving you construction, gives you draft, letting you do units faster. But we're not queuing up more than one thing at a time because it's too much to think about. So they've got their iron golem. We're building a bastion. We also built something here. I could get the Mage's Guild, which gives us 10 mana per conduit, and I've got 3 conduits. That gives me 30 mana. I do generally like the Merchant's Guild instead, but I don't have any mines at the moment. I'm going to get this golem mine built though. It's just a question of where. I can't remember why I removed that. Oh, this counts as a conduit. So if we put this over here next to the Sacred Meadow, like instead of that farm, it would give us a little bit more stability from the meadow. Or if we stuck it over here next to the Chrono Gate, it would give us research and mana. I think I'd rather do the research and mana, to be honest. But right now that's not an option because we haven't grown the place, so... There's always just getting more draft income. Now I'm going to get the mine set up. I think, but hang on. I've got two foresters. I'm probably going to do the Mage's Guild here, which needs a bunch of quarries, and we are going to build a bunch of quarries. Are any of the things I want boosted by foresters, though? Only use one. Right, okay, so we can replace a forester. I could have sworn this was already a golem mine, and for some reason it isn't now. But I think I'll maybe replace this forester instead, because I'm not getting any adjacency stuff for that. Whereas potentially, if I made my conduit here, this would get it. And by conduit, I mean... Wait, what do I mean? No, I don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter either way. I was thinking I still had a build. Oh no, this counts a conduit. Yes, I could put the Spelljammer there. Although maybe we don't. No, I don't think we do put the Spelljammer there because then it's right next to the underground passage, so someone could come in and immediately raid it. Okay. Right. How long does it take to make a bastion? 3 turns, that's not too bad. Okay. So we're all healed up. I'm just going to auto-combat to kill these invaders. If I lose a unit, I will be cross. Nah, we're fine. And then moving to the edges of the domain just for a little health top up as we head to clear them out. And maybe someone will hit the crypt. Roland's army is reasonably strong. They are so battered and beaten over there. Now we're going into the Scarred Divide, which Germany doesn't have much on it at all. Well, someone has built a road across it, it looks like. I should maybe be building roads. Do I have road building unlocked? Did I unlock road building yet? I didn't. Right, I'm going to spend 75 Imperium and unlock road building. I'm just going to build a road up to, like, directly up to Silverstrad. Right, so they built the Golem Mine. So the Mages Guild would require quarries, which would require a bunch of growth. Do I just get in now? Gets me 30 mana. We're about to be spending a lot of our mana income. And we could also do this, which gets us 2 stability per civilian. Product conversions give you an extra 10%. Or a wizard tower for more Imperium, but it eats almost all my mana. If I build that, we lose 10 mana a turn, but if I stick it next to the Chrono Gate, that's partly mitigated, so we do lose 7 a turn. And we get a little bit of knowledge. I don't know. I don't know what I need the most. I've kind of built most things here. I'm just going to build a crypt. Just to delay my decision making, really. I'm not sure what they built. I didn't see a notification tell me. Mana Obelisk would require a quarry. Another quarry, I mean. They're 1 turn away. I'm just going to spend 24. And yeah, I think we're going to put a quarry. What is this? Is this considered desolate? It's rocky. But is it? Like, is the forming thing going to hit that? I'm not sure if it is or not. I'm just going to put my quarry here. And that'll let me get the Mana Obelisk, because we're gonna take a hit to our mana income any minute now. When we do our adaptive armor. This can annex another. What does it need? I could do another quarry here as well and do the same thing. So we've got the 2 conduits. So we maybe do the Chrono Gate in this useless land. Because it'll be next to one of the 2 conduits. Yeah, I'm just going to get that up and running now. So it's a hut. Huts are rubbish. But after the artisan fortifications, we'll replace that hut with a Chrono Gate. Everyone's grown. Okay. What do they want next? I think they want the Grand Mill, so another forester. Which we can do there. Keep the food coming in. Also gets us some production boosts. What is Masonic Hall? 2 quarries needed and 3 farms to boost, so that's a wee bit of a longer thing. Oh, I don't have any Fireforged stone? I must have been trading for that. The treaty's expired. That'll be the Fireforged stone. Yeah, I was trading with them. It's fine. I'd rather have the gold right now. Even if I do have a surplus. A hero leveled up. Level 6. This is our scout, so he's our shooty boy. What did I give him so far? Sprint, yeah, just all the range stuff. Okay. Well, I've ran out of range stuff other than martial expertise. That would give him some extra range damage. Defensive Master would be kind of nice, so when you shoot, you still go into defensive mode. Or just some of this stuff. Now I'm gonna take Defensive Master. Just because as a back ranker, he is prone to flankers flying over and attacking him, and if he's in defense mode all the time. Oh no. Oh no, they forged an alliance. He hates me so much. We've got a stronger military, he doesn't like that. We've got grievances, he doesn't like that. He's denounced me a bunch of times, or people have denounced me. And we've got clashing affinities, and he's very threatened by me. If I settle grievances with you, we're not allowed to settle that because it's part of the magic victory. Everyone hates you if you're going towards magic victory. Can I settle grievances with you, though? Do you not have grievances? The only grievance they've got is because of the thing. Doesn't like I've got a stronger economy, but likes that I have a weaker military than him. I want to try and make cozy up with them because I'm hoping we can get like a defensive pact. So if they kick off against me, I mean they require the justified war, so maybe they won't. Like I could send a gift. It doesn't really help much though. Nah, I'm not giving them money. We could try a proclamation of friendship. Costs a lot, but gradually adds 300. It won't be enough though. If they go to war and he calls them into war, I'm pretty sure they'll heed the call. I think we just... Is there anyone else that dislikes me not very much that I can maybe get an ally out of? Closest is the Beastmaster lady, who is second overall, although her military ranking is only marginally better than mine. She's got okay relations with them, terrible relations with Univa. Oh, not good with him either. Not amazing, but not terrible. Right, so they're enemies with the people that I'm worried about. So maybe we try and make friends with Vidya. Her dislike of me is primarily just because we've been denounced and our threat level. But she also likes some things. We've got good relations with free cities. She's a chivalrous diplomat, so she likes many alliances, she likes good relations with free cities. Doesn't like me enough for any of these things. I'm going to try I've got a bunch of spare cash. I'm going to try a declaration of friendship with her. It costs 10 gold a turn, but I feel like we need at least one friend. Just somebody to sort of discourage. If we get a defensive pact, it discourages the AI from attacking us because they'll look at the combined military strength rather than ours on our own, and ours on our own isn't great. I mean, I could probably solve that by building a bunch of extra units, but I don't want to when there's not currently an objective for them. We could go and clear that quite easily. It's not anything exciting, but it gets us XP. Okay, so they're moving back to heal. They are healed, so they're moving out to clear this node. Seeds of Doubt. A tortured-looking horned god and its minions gape at your army. Wordless, the vacant beings shuffle towards you, their limbs and features wrapped in grasping vines. Leaves shudder and bark creaks in silent supplication, but they make no otherwise hostile movements. Will you grant them mercy? Will you attack? So I can prune them, kill them. Evil. I can let them grow. They just disappear. We get some good alignment. Or we can lose some knowledge each turn to get a big chunk of food in my capital. I'm actually going to do that. We're going to carefully harvest their vines and then let them leave. Because it wasn't a big hit to our knowledge. It's like sort of 12% or so. And Bastion is big enough now that its growth is quite slow, so getting that sped up is, I think, worth it. Okay. So divides horizontal. I thought it would be diagonal, but it's kind of horizontal. And we get some food for capturing. Well, walking on, we haven't really captured it, but walking on that thing. Right, I guess we go north and just start clearing some of this for resources and XP. And they were building a road while I wait for the overall army to be made. Yeah, I guess just link up with that road, that probably makes sense. Right. There is now a wee road between them. We could definitely do with a road going up this way as well. And again, we just have to link up these two foresters, so it's not like a big project. We could also do, I mean, there is a sort of a road going this way, but we could do one that goes a bit more directly. We built Wizard Tower crypts over here. I think I'm just going to build this for the moment, just because it's cheap. And it'll make everything else meet like that Mage's Guild build a bit faster. Our adaptive armor's ready, so all our shield units, and if we had any polearm shock units, skirmishers, and our one fighter unit, which I think that's my ogre. They're now going to get, whenever they get hit with non-magic damage, they get a bit more resistance for the next one, a bit more status resistance. But it's half to my mana income paying the upkeep for that. We also have mass recall, but I'm not casting that just now. I don't think I need to cast anything else right now. And new nature stuff available. So immediately get a spirit wolf. I don't really want that. Or coasts and river provinces give +2 food, expert sailors. The thing is, I do not, there are basically, other than, nope, that's uninhabitable bedrock, there are no coastal sectors on the map at all. I don't have any rivers in my underground. I'm not sure if there's rivers in the map. I don't think there is rivers in the map because it's the farming realm, so it was all just desolate. There's lava rivers, but I don't think they like form into regular rivers. So no, that would be a waste of Imperium. I've been denounced. Oh, just this asshole again. Why? Can you just keep on denouncing me for that? I'm sure you've already denounced me for that. Surely a grievance can only be used once. And we'll maybe start building bastions to replace the wee anvil guards we've got running around. Just to bolster up our army strength. Right. Get in there, get yourself healed. How much do I heal? Is it just 25 or do I have just 25? Do I not have, I think I can get a thing from nature. Can I not? Yeah, regenerate additional 15 per turn in friendly domain. I'm spending my Imperium. I know I'm saving up to get another city, but because now in friendly domain, we're getting 40 hit points a turn, which generally means most of the time we're only going to be resting for a single turn. What's your strength? 600, right. We can sort of split up these armies a little bit now. What's your strength? 700. You've got them helping out, so yeah, you can fight these guys. So yeah, there's a little pocket in the divide that is inhabitable, but most of it is uninhabitable. And I don't think the farming realm ever changes that. Oh, that's the Glade Runner, who is Start building that road we were talking about last turn. So does roads... What does roads actually do? Like, exactly? Is that in the encyclopedia? Surely road is a game concept. Okay, find me a tile. 5 movement costs with a road. 8 movement costs without. And if we compare that with rocky, that's the same. I want to find like a grassland. Fertile plains is 6. 5 without. So it looks like roads just set it to 5 cost. It's not like a -2 or a -3 or anything like that. It's just straight up. If you have a road, it costs 5 no matter the terrain. Forest, 8 cost. Road is 1. I was just thinking, when we're doing this road here, would it be faster to road around the mountain or just go through the mountain? It looks like just going through the mountain works just fine. Other than it'll take longer to build the road because I'll use more movement points getting onto it. But right, and they are gonna head over here to build a wee road across there. We've researched the astral trade relay. We'll get siege magic next, which means our support and battle mages will do 10% more damage in general. They can contribute to breaking down walls to shorten the length of the siege, and they can just destroy obstacles in the battlefield. Plus, it only takes a turn. We've built a grand mill here. Estate Hall would take another forester, but we are ready for another upgrade, so maybe I get that forester right now. So that gives us a nice big, like 50% increase to our food. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to spend a little bit of mana to create a forest. I'll just stick a forest on that sandy desert thing. Now I won't necessarily keep these foresters because I might decide I want something else later on, but just to get the boost so I can get this estate hall a bit faster. Got a mana obelisk here. Right. I would need another forester to boost that, but it doesn't really need a boost. It's kind of cheap as it is. I'm just going to get the Grand Mill. We acquired Silver Tongue Fruit. Oh, I think I might have just vassalized them. I just acquired Silver Tongue Fruit and Arcanium Ore, which fruit will give us better Whispering Stones. We've got a Rainbow Clover as well, which gives us better relations. And I got the Firesforge Stone, so I'm back to having the Rings of Binding again. Valenford is good. I've been denounced, don't care. Who's insulting me? Well done. Denounced, insulted by them. Oh, but no, don't you insult me. I'm trying to make friends with you. God damn it. Do you like people that trade grievances? You don't care. Oh well. I won't bother trading it then. But, yeah, we vassalized Valenford, which gets me 21 mana a turn, 14 research, 26 gold. And I can pay money each turn to get more food. Be 20. Nah, I don't have a good enough income. If I had more income, I'd actually do that. I'd quite like that as a trade, but I don't. But yeah, they are mine now. Nobody else can get them. And we just keep on working towards supreme vassalage. In theory, we could integrate them once they get there. Instead of building a new one, they do have some pretty nice stuff. Extra mana from that. I mean, they've got multiple of these fancy resources. Food and draft from that. Production And reduce... Oh no, the reduced cost is everywhere. We don't actually have to have that in a particular city. Well, either way, a good day. I used to have 100 mana income. I missed that. Trade negotiations. During a lengthy discussion on trade terms, you discover an exquisite noble aegis mounted on the wall of Duchess Talitha Cletus of Valenford. I actually have that on one of my heroes. It's quite a good shield. Gives you 3 defense, but I think all fields do as long as you're not getting flanked. And adjacent allies get an extra 2 defense and 2 resistance on top of any defensive mode that you have. You admire the craftsmanship of the object. Even through the Whispering Stone, you can sense the powerful energy flowing from the noble aegis. This is an artifact that belongs in the hoard of a Gadir, not on the wall of a Duchess. Talitha Cletus soon notices your interest in the object and smirks. Your fascination with my noble aegis flatters me, Talitha Cletus says, but only a generous offer can convince me to part with it. So I can offer money, I'll lose 273 money, we get some allegiance, and we get the item. I can trade it for a pretty big hit to my research, we're not doing that. We can lose 150 Imperium, I'd rather not do that. Study, oh, I have enough materium that I can study it, and I just get the item. But I don't get the friendship thing. Or just, nah, I don't care. It's not a big enough boost. I'm just going to study it and get a copy. I don't really have anyone that needs or wants it right now, but... Right, so you're building a road. Wait, I hit the wrong button. I did excavation. Yeah, you're just building a road across there. Oh, roads can't be built on mountains. Well, that answers that then. I suppose that makes sense. I've not had a fight for a while. I'm going to do a manual combat. Oh, and we're past an hour, so this will be the last of the video, I think. This is my sort of baby army that's just got tier 1 shield units. Oh, he should be summoning his elemental, shouldn't he? They're coming for my archers. Right, if I go there, taunt you. If he goes there, taunts them. I'm just going to shoot them. If they run up to me, we'll just have to deal with it. They're not going to do very much damage because they're almost dead. My Glade Runners will move here. I'm not going to do the mark yet because we're not going to get enough damage against them for it to necessarily matter right now. I will buff them. And just in case they get any funny ideas, I'm going to send them round the back. And he's summoning the elemental. Got a fire elemental, which is probably the worst type against hellhounds, but what can you do? Do I want to cast a spell? Nah, they're not that bunched up. I don't have very many combat spells. Right, we kind of expected that. I have a solution. There we go. Now we're going to mark the nightmares. I think they're just going to do their heal and fortify. Let the enemy throw themselves against me. Don't know why they turned round to do it. I mean, they're fortified, so it doesn't matter, but that's an unusual choice. Cool, one of them's dead, so less damage. User going to heal up. Big shot. There we go. Not quite dead, huh? Are they facing the wrong... Are they guarding? I think they are. Just... Also their defences just in case. Lovely. I didn't think they were even going to get a hit, much as a crit. That's not a good position. We can get them. There we go. Easy fight. I mean, we were stronger. A ring of concealment cannot be seen on the world map. Okay, probably not going to use that. So they heal 10 per turn. I wish we were a wee bit closer to their territory, so I could just get back there this turn. I think we can handle them without going back to heal first. We'll almost definitely need to go back to heal afterwards, though. But yeah, that's past my intended finish time for this video. So we will end here, and hopefully I'll see you again on part 8. Thank you very much, anyone that's been watching, and hope you're enjoying it. Goodbye for now.